This video will provide you with an overview of Bloom, the award-winning, open-source, mother tongue book production tool from SIL International. This is the SIL Literacy Library in Papua New Guinea, where SIL collects all the known books for each language in the country. Each of these cubbyholes contains all the books for one language. Imagine if your language had so few books that all of them put together could fit in one of these squares. But it gets worse. Some unfortunate languages share their cubbyhole with a couple of other languages, or have no books at all. Now these aren't just extinct languages. Many are alive, with boys and girls speaking them as their mother tongue. But the traditional way of making books leaves them with this, the cubbyhole tragedy. We'd like to see all these children have at least 200 books to read in their own language. How are we going to get there? Not by working harder as outsiders, and not by waiting for community members to master all the complexity required by general purpose tools. Instead, by making book production so simple that if you can type, you can make books. This way, even low-tech community members can be quickly equipped to start growing their own libraries. That's why we built Bloom. So how does Bloom help us do that? First, it uses the proven shellbook approach. In Bloom, we can browse through shellbooks, choose one, and then use Make a Book using this source. Bloom makes a copy of the book and adds it to our collection of books. It then takes us into the Edit tab, where we can translate the book into the local language. The source text that comes with the shell appears in these yellow bubbles. This shellbook comes with both English and French source texts. These source texts are not shown on the pages right now, but to produce a bilingual book, it takes just 2 clicks to add one of the source languages onto the pages as well. By using the link Get More Source Books at bloomlibrary.org, we can access all the shared Bloom shellbooks. The library supports various ways of filtering and searching for suitable shellbooks. When you have chosen one that you want to download, the website ensures that the book is downloaded directly into Bloom itself, ready to be used as a source. We don't have to do anything in the computer file system to make the new book work in Bloom. It just does. Remember that we want to nurture a culture of authorship in local communities, so Bloom isn't just about shellbooks. To help us create brand new books, Bloom has a variety of book templates. For most simple books, the basic book template is all we need. As with shellbooks, we select the book and use Make a Book using this source. Bloom adds a new book based on this template to our collection of books and opens it in the Edit tab. We get a new simple book that comes with a cover, title page and other front and back matter pages ready to fill in, but no content pages yet. Notice the yellow bubbles that explain what each special box is for. So how do we add new pages? Click Add Page and then select the page layout that we want to use. Click Add this page and Bloom adds the new page to our book and we can start typing. This makes it really easy to use a variety of layouts without having to spend any time on setting up the page layouts yourself. Advanced users can adjust the layout if they wish to, or even design their own layout. Now let's look at how Bloom handles pictures. Picture slots are shown with this flower placeholder. When you move the mouse over the picture, this button is displayed. Click it to bring up the image toolbox. The Art of Reading Gallery is a collection of free pictures. If we type cat, we can choose from a list of cat pictures. We can even search for pictures using different languages. This search is for dog using French. Notice in the area on the right, we see both the copyright and the license for the selected image. All Art of Reading pictures have this nice Creative Commons license, which allows us to use them. In addition to the gallery, you can get images from a scanner, camera, or elsewhere on your computer. When you use your own images, you too can enter the copyright and license information, and Bloom will embed that information in a standard way into the image file. This is a lifesaver later when someone is verifying that the images are being used legally. When we use OK to add a picture to a book, Bloom automatically centers and expands the image to fit the allotted space on the page. We don't have to train people to do that. Bloom makes changing the page size really easy too. It automatically rearranges the text and graphics to fit the new size and orientation. Bloom also has some specialised templates to help authors. The Decodable Reader template helps us write books which introduce letters and words in carefully defined stages. It highlights when letters are used which are beyond the current stage. It also shows a list of words which contain only the allowed letters for the current stage. The Levelled Reader template helps us write books which conform to carefully defined levels of reading difficulty. It highlights the text whenever the words on a page exceed the settings for the current level. In Bloom, making booklets is childishly simple. On the Publish tab, we click Booklet Insides. Bloom creates a PDF formatted for booklet printing. Bloom has automatically rotated, resized and changed the page order as needed to print the booklet double-sided, just in the PDF. The resulting PDF is now ready to print on site or to be taken to a print shop. Instead of making up its own file format, Bloom uses perhaps the most open and common document format there is, HTML, the language of the web. Once you've made a book in Bloom, you can open it in your favourite browser, so books created in Bloom will never be stranded in some unreadable format even after Bloom is long gone. We hope you're seeing how Bloom changes what we can do compared to spending weeks teaching people how to use a number of general-purpose publishing tools to do things like scan images, lay out books, make PDFs, make booklets, and then hoping they remember all of those complicated details a few months later when they actually get time to work on it. Instead, Bloom puts everything in one tool, so people have just one streamlined, durable system to learn. Bloom requires less training and ongoing support because it strips away unnecessary computer complexity. So, for example, users don't need to be trained to use their computer's file system. Bloom just lists all their books. Bloom puts the emphasis on production, not perfection, but it is flexible where flexibility is needed. Bloom is not a general-purpose word processing or desktop publishing tool. It's all about producing simple books, so it can make things like this really easy. Finally, notice that Bloom takes longevity and sharing seriously. It does that by using an open format, HTML, and by making it easy to record bits of intellectual property information in both books and the images they contain. What's more, you can upload books that you create to bloomlibrary.org so that others can use them as shell books. Bloom takes care of all the details of uploading the book, so after logging in, you only have to press the upload button. Once Bloom has uploaded the files, you can view the new shell book on bloomlibrary.org. It's now available for others to download. Bloom already works great for making newly authored books, but imagine the day when we have not hundreds, but thousands of shell books available on bloomlibrary.org. That's not going to come from the Bloom programmers. It needs you. Do you have a popular, simple book where you work? Putting it into Bloom takes just minutes. If you know how to copy and paste, then you know how to make a new shell book. Together, we can get past this cubbyhole tragedy and grow some libraries. Bloom is free, open source software from SIL International. Get it at bloomlibrary.org.